Okay, so a very common question that I get over the course of the last year has to do with the silicone spin casting rubber that I sell that goes in my toaster oven mold kits. And it'll work with wax injection, and it also works with low temperature metals like pewter. But a lot of people get confused and they think that it also can be used with high temperature metals like silver or bronze. So what I did is I have a mold here. This is a reject. It works, but it's not something that I can use. So what I did is most molds are vented so that when the air gets trapped, it has a place to go. And so spin casting rubber handles about 800 degrees. And if you figure that high temperature metals, silver and bronze, gold, they are going to have a melting point of about 1,000 degrees more. But people still get confused on it, so I thought I'm going to do a video on this. Now I have a feeling it could work maybe one time, but I don't know. So let's try it. So I have 1.5 ounces of silver, plenty of silver. The sprue hole for the mold is about 6 millimeters. So that's plenty big enough to get the metal down in there. The mold, like I said before, has been vented. So we're going to give this a try and see what we come up with. Now you got to have great ventilation because this rubber is going to burn like crazy. So I have my garage door wide open. I've got a fan blowing so it won't go in my face. And I have an overhead ventilation system. I figured, people are still going to ask this question, but from now on, I'll just simply send this video to them. It'll be a lot easier than having to explain all of it. It'll probably make more sense, so. Almost there. Got to tip it back and forth. Make sure you get it molten all the way through. You want to heat up the end of this so that when it flows over, it stays molten. So now we're going to pour it in quickly. Step away. Okay, so let's see here. Find a pair of tweezers. Actually, this will probably work. Now, we actually got a fairly decent pour. But the mold is completely ruined, so this was quite fascinating. We got a great piece here. A great casting. I can't believe it, but it's the only casting you could ever get because this mold is completely destroyed and we'll never be able to pour it again. So it ends up being a pretty expensive casting when you get right down to it, but fascinating here. And I guess we'll end it right here. And if you have questions, just let me know. Thank you.